Welcome back to the GSL Code S. You just saw Taja. Very nice play from Tage there. Managed to take out Shine. Shine came in with a strong lead, but Tage is clutch, man. And now he's on to the winner's section. The next part, our second best of 3, sOs against Bomber.
That is right. Now, this is going to be like actually a really interesting match. Bomber's playing very well recently. He's had a hard time getting deep, as we saw in the match point earlier, Tasteless, deep in the GSL Code S at least. sOs, he's been like an up-and-coming Protoss star for basically since Kespa switched over. He was one of the better Protosses. He's got his own unique style.
And I want to highlight that again, because this is different from Shine's unique style. sOs, it's like the builds, it's the timings.
Yeah,
it's
very different. He's kind of like a Nanowatt style Protoss, where they like kind of have their own somewhat aggressive, nifty style that not everyone uses, but works well for them.
We'll see what he's got in store for us here today. He's going to be up against a household name here in esports, Bomber.
Well, we'll see if he can take him out. Bomber, of course, one of the better macro players in the world, can be very aggressive at times. Hard to say exactly what he'll do, but it's harder to say.
At this point in time, Bomber reminds me of like a mini Flash.
Kind of, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
His parade pushes, it's massing up so much.
Very much so.
And there he is, unimpressed Bomber over here.
That is for sure.
He is in the thinker pose.
He certainly is. I wonder what he's thinking about.
I don't know.
What the hell is this guy going to do against me? What build order?
What's his favorite color? You don't know.
Oh, I hope that's not it, because that's not going to be very useful for the upcoming match.
This is very true, Artosis.
Unless he could make that color somewhere to attract sOs, so he's like, oh, what's this? And then he drops somewhere. Because sOs is definitely looking at that color.
All right.
Oh, you like red? He runs all his Marines into a Psy Storm.
Just look at that red blood out there. All right. By the way, guys, we're here in our new studio, so definitely come check it out if you haven't already. I know we're a big tourist attraction out here for even people who are not esports people, but we're no longer in Mokdong. We're now in the Gangnam area at Samsung Station, and our studio is ballin'.
It's balling out of control. And when you come, you can sit down in the awesome audience area and then look up and see the backs of our heads.
That's right. See the bald spots on the backs of our heads from the seats below.
Yep.
All right, our map is going to be Daybreak, a classic StarCraft 2 map that doesn't have much life left right now. We're seeing the twilight now of this map, as it will soon be retired from most esports tournaments.
This is no longer Daybreak. This is Sunset, because this is probably the last season we'll see Daybreak.
All right, get ready. In Seoul, Korea, the best StarCraft 2 players in the world reside to compete in the most competitive esports show of all time, the GSL Code S. In the bottom left, we've got our Protoss player, the only one in this group with a unique play style. He is
웅진스타즈 sOs.
Like that pink key on the escape key right there. The gold tooth of the keyboard. In the upper right, in the red, we've got our Terran player, a household name here at esports. He is
Starcraft Bomber.
All right, we got some Terran music playing, Artosis.
It's very good. I really like Terran music.
It is good.
Yeah.
All right, some people encouraging some SCV rushes here. Some support from America here for sOs. For those of you guys that see whiting and wondering what that is, think of that as Korean for good luck.
Yes. It's quite literally how Koreans spell fighting. And saying fighting is like...
But this is kind of like Konglish at this point in time. It's an English word that now sort of represents something similar in Korean.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, never mind.
I think we're going to see Proxrox. I think your uh-oh is correct here.
Oh, see, I got to not doubt my uh-ohs.
Yeah. Now, he might be thinking that sOs is going to go for one gateway expansion. Nope. It's going double gas. So this is a bad thing for Bomber, because first off, the gateway and pylon are near the Nexus. He's going 2 gases as well. this is as bad as it can really get, unless randomly there's a second gateway coming up relatively soon. But basically, all he needs to do is get out a mothership core and some stalkers, and he's going to be fine.
The stalkers can kite the Marine, and I want to highlight what you said earlier. The gateway is next to the Nexus.
Yeah.
Let's say the gateway was at the ramp, different story then.
Yeah.
Get the bunker right up there, and we might have to have a second gateway put somewhere else
And
in the back of the Protoss' base.
we'll see when he makes a mothership core, either before or after he sees this. Because he got 2 gas, he's probably going to get it right away. And the mothership core, I want you to try to do a Marine SCV rush against a mothership core and a Nexus cannon. It's just not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
They're going to hold it so simply.
That Nexus cannon really does change the early game here. It does look like he's saving up for an expand, so that'll at least be denied.
Yeah, he will.
It's not like Protoss got 2 more gates up or something like that.
But, yeah, that Nexus cannon is going to be ready, really, when this comes, because the mothership core is already out. Now, one thing you can hope for is that the mothership core is too far out in the front, and the Marines can stutter step it to death.
Another thing that he might be able to do is, if he times this out right, attack the Nexus right, like when it's like 90% completion.
Yeah.
And then if he hits it, he could
Maybe
force a cancel or something.
Well, he's got to be careful, because then a Nexus cannon might come down.
That's true.
Now, if he overcommits this, it doesn't look like he's going to. He's going to see that there are actually Marines down here, and he's chasing. He's got to be careful about that, though.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, once you get 4 or 5 Marines there, they will kill that thing. Or you'll have to use the Time Warp, which is not the spell you want to use here. Yeah, now he realizes this is actually a problem.
Getting lower, getting lower!
And he does get out, and that is very, very important. He has to cancel this Nexus. As you said, Tasis, this is going to be denied. Starts another gateway in his main base. Everything looking good for SOS. Should be able to hold and stabilize.
Nice control by Bomber, by the way.
Yeah. I like how he's not overcommitting with the Marines. He's not going into the main base knowing that he will be stopped if he tries.
All right, get ready for that Nexus cannon. It's going to go down right now.
Yep, got to target down Marines first. He wants to target down any SCVs that are repairing.
You can see the sheer amount of damage that this thing does, and it lasts for such a long time.
You know, I thought this was going to be denied, but I guess Nexus cannon is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it just does so much damage. And he won't even be able to salvage that in time. And now the Stalkers can actually chase the Marines all the way back home. The Stalkers slightly outrange the Marines. If he controls them right, he can kite them perfectly.
Well, this is really good to know. I was canceling my Nexus against this, but
I guess not.
Apparently, like, you just literally cannot go for Marine rushes anymore.
Guess Bomber knows now too.
All right, well, Bomber. Let's take a look at exactly what's going on now. Resources lost, 407 for Bomber, nothing for SOS. But Bomber's mining at his expansion, starting at a very similar time as his opponent.
Stalker's got some good control over here at the entrance.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough to scout him without a scan.
Yeah.
Bomber is behind.
Yeah, he is.
No question about it. In fact, we could even see a timing here from SOS. He could get a few Immortals out here.
You know, he might.
And,
that's a good call. He definitely could do some sort of Immortal push.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good call, Tasis. And he could do something like a Colossus all in or something, thinking that the tech is going to be pushed way back for his opponent. But we'll see, actually, what he wants to do as soon as this Robo's done. Because if he starts Colossus, then bam. No, an Observer. Okay. Playing a little bit more carefully. And with those 2 gases being added immediately, would not be surprised to see a double forging Colossus, which is also a good choice.
Yeah, this is totally stable.
Oh, never mind. It is SOS, so any predictions we do are
just wrong.
Yeah, they're quite likely that they could be. He's got his own way of looking at things, which is very good. You think this is going to be for Blink, or is he going to go into, like, Charge Storm?
I think it could be Charge Storm.
Okay.
We'll see, though.
I'm going to guess Blink. I don't know why.
That way we got all of our bases covered, at least one of us is right.
Yeah. We'll always look smart if we take the 2 things it could be. He just goes to DT. I'm like, oh!
God damn it!
Well, he does start a Warp Prism, so that actually may not be that far off the truth.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, it's Charge. You got it, Tasteless.
Woo!
The Warp Prism's kind of interesting.
It is.
Yeah. You know, he may just use this, you know, a long time ago. Whenever Terran would move out of his base, you could have a Warp Prism just do a few Zealots in their main and make them go back to defend it. He could be going for something like that, especially with the quick charge. kind of works in unison.
All right, the Stalkers are coming up here now. He could get a little snipe here. I got to say, I'm a little bit surprised we're seeing Bomber expand, well, build this here, not expand here.
Yeah.
For why? Oh.
Ooh, that's a quick pull.
Yeah,
that was smooth. But yeah, that's really weird to see him put that there. And in fact, this is going to trigger an attack. Absolutely.
Yep.
And in fact, I bet you that's going to be a planetary. I think Bomber knows that he's doing something a little bit weird.
He's playing with fire.
He's going to get burned. Tasteless.
Yes.
But it's blue fire because this is Protoss.
All right. Now, there are Marines here. I don't think it's going to help as much because when he drops these 4 Zealots, he's going to warp in 6 more there, too.
Yeah, he definitely can. So, no Psystorm ever being researched. It looks like it's just going to be Archons, Immortals, and Charge Lots. Isn't a terrible choice. I'm actually just staring at this command center to see if it's going to become a planetary. I want to know so bad.
Like the attacks that come in here with the Warp Prism. Dropping now.
And that is very annoying. Notice Bomber turning around immediately. 4 Charge Lots plus a Warp Prism. Oh, a lot of Zealots being warped in. Very powerful move.
And we could see another push over here towards the front off the back of this.
I really like this play by him.
Yeah.
This is really, really cool. And in fact, the Zealot's dealing some good damage, killing off SCVs, forcing all these units to come back, and his Warp Prism will get away. Now, Bomber's being really smart in making a Viking during all this so that he can chase that away more easily in the future. But still, I really like that move. That was extremely worthwhile.
All right, so it does, yeah, it was absolutely worthwhile. Now remember, Protoss is on 2 bases of the Terrans 3, so Protoss can't sit here forever, and it looks like he will expand to the 3rd right now. But Protoss could get a little bit behind.
You know, I think he's going to expand to the 3rd and then move out. I think yeah, because his army is the type of army right now at this point in the game that can do a great job because he's about to have Psystorm against no Ghost. So an army like this, you can just walk around with. This is not like a Colossus army. Yeah.
Very true. And he's going to move out 2 Immortals, an Archon, and a few Sentries with that army. Very scary.
This is like really cool play by SOS. Really cool. He's got a fan.
I just became a fan. Well, we got the Marines and the Marauders over here at the 3rd. Yep. I'm a little bit concerned that SOS is being a bit too indecisive, but we'll see if I'm wrong.
You know, this 3rd base is still interesting me a lot. And you know why I think it is? Oh, hold on.
All right, very nice.
Another big warp in coming in.
Should have remade that turret over there. He has a Viking here, but I don't know if that's quite going to be enough. And he's pushing forward over here towards Bomber's 3rd. This is a pretty scary army, and an orbital there as well. Not easy to defend with.
Yeah, he realizes he absolutely must lift there because of the Psystorms. No way to defend it right now. So SOS making him run backwards. You know, if that 3rd base was at the normal location, maybe he can, you know, not lift it because it's harder for SOS to actually walk over there.
I love the hallucinated Colossi. That is so good.
No Vikings being made yet for Bomber. We'll see if he takes the bait. Because actually we have Colossi being produced now, so.
All right, now he could intercept this with the feedbacks easily, which would reduce so much the power of this drop. By the way, speed now being used to boost. It does look like SOS is ready, but will he execute properly? We will see in a second. But anticlimax, okay.
Good pull around. All right, and here we go. Some Psystorms going down. Those Hellbats can give some trouble to the Zealots, but good control so far by SOS. And SOS just going straight up this ramp, Tasis. He's got a supply lead, and he is pushing it.
Yeah. GG.
Superb play by SOS. Really superb play.
He had the patience. He had the patience, man.
Yeah, you know, I am so wondering if that was all reactive based upon the epic fail rush.
I think it was.
You think so?
I think it was.
You think he's just like, well, there's just no way he can stop harassment plus this type of army this early?
And the location of the 3rd base for Terran.
That was so fantastic. I am just, that guy's brain, man. I just want to saw up in his skull and lick it. It is. He's so smart. I really like that move. I'm enamored with it. The warp prism out there with charge being researched so quickly, and the fact that he got a robo early on.
Well, it goes to show you that you can't just run away from the SCVs when they got charged. They are going to do damage when you're running.
And, you know, he just lures his opponent right back in the base. He has vision of things because of the observers.
Yeah.
And he has a very mobile army to be able to deal with anything that comes at him. It's not like starting an even game where you're like, well, trying to get to High Templars right now can be dangerous against someone that's going to be very aggressive with Stim and Medivacs.
Sure.
You know, that's one reason why a lot of people do like to open Colossus, because you can just kind of hold your ground early game. But, wow. Totally cool by SOS.
Totally sick. All right, the map that Bomber picked was Whirlwind. That's interesting. We don't really see this map elected on either side that much in a PvT.
Yeah, you know what? I like the choice, though. It's very Bomber. You know, he's such a macro player, and it's one of the most droppable maps against Protoss.
That's very true. You can harass a lot. Yeah. All right.
It can be a pretty hard map.
I see what you're saying, Artosis.
All right.
It looks like that map is going to be loading. Are you ready, Artosis?
I am ready, Tasteless.
Me too. I hope you guys at home are ready. It's going to be a lot of fun. See who's going to get out of this group, man. Group C. In case you're wondering, you didn't miss Group A or B. We just changed the schedule a little bit here. And it looks like we're going to go on now into game number 2 in round number 2 here between SOS and Bomber.